This morning, I got an email from a viewer who was wondering what happened to those kill switches. Remember that controversy from a couple years ago? The kill switches that Biden approved that were supposed to be in your vehicle that were going to allow the police to kill the vehicle while you're driving, to allow the banks to go ahead and stop your vehicle from driving so they could repossess your vehicle if you missed a payment. Yeah, there was a lot of fear about those kill switches. Yeah, I did a little quick search on YouTube, and look here, claims of Biden deal to allow police access to kill switching cars. Yeah, Biden's kill switch, the growing threat of government control in your vehicle. Biden's bill has backdoor kill switch your car by 2026. Car kill switches. The fight for the car kill switch. Uh, how bad is the kill switch? Let's see. Kill switches. I'm of kill switches. GOP lawmakers sounds the alarm on kill switches. Democrats want to control your vehicle, every move. Kill switches. Good thing we can disable it because kill switches are coming for your gun controls, your gun laws. Your guns are coming under control because of kill switches. So, what did happen to idiocracy, the kill switches on these vehicles? Did I do that? Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. And sorry to make a little hilarity out of this, but I just happened to go back in time and look at all this controversy that came up from all this kill switch stuff. Because it actually hasn't happened. No, actually, just other stuff that's up in the air about this. So I wrote a story up on pickuptrucktalk.com. Let's go over what really happened. Let's slow down on all the drama and let's talk about what actually is going on since that law went into place. So let's go back in time and do a little history lesson here. Let's all get on the same page. So it was in the law that was the Larger Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. This was signed into law by President Biden in November 2021. The act includes section 24220. These are laws, or 2,770 pages. They're massive documents. It's government speak. It's really difficult to read all this stuff because it's multiple pages. This mandates that new passenger vehicles be equipped with, quote, advanced drunk and impaired driver prevention technology as standard equipment. That's what it said. That got construed into a kill switch. And the reason it got construed into a kill switch was that the technology was supposed to turn off the vehicle if it could detect that the driver was drunk or impaired. So people took that to say that, okay, well, obviously that means there's a kill switch in the vehicle, a false negative, all kind of stuff, that the government could take that to the extreme. Okay. So that's what we do in this world. That whenever we see something that says a banana, we make it into cherry sundae or something. We just take this extreme, which I appreciate that. That's how things work. So that was part of the law. This provision often mischaracterizes requiring kill switch. What did it directed the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) to establish a federal safety standard for technology that can passively monitor a driver's performance or blood alcohol concentration to prevent or limit vehicle operation if impairment is detected. That's the way the law is written. That's the way the mandate is put out there. The law doesn't require a remote kill switch. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that kill switch is accessible by law enforcement or third parties as stated above. All it says is the vehicle has to have safety technology built into it that detects whether the driver is impaired. There's no remote access. There's no way for somebody to hack into this. It's self-contained, and as we've learned over the last couple of years, these systems inside vehicles are now not remotely accessed by outside hackers. I know we can watch the Hollywood movies and James Bond, his car can be overtaken by the villains, but as we've seen over the years, that there are some systems over-the-air updates. Your radio can get over-the-air update. Your transmission and your engine cannot. They're separate systems. That's why some recalls have to be done in dealerships and some recalls be over-the-air update because they make those systems separately because of safety. So this system is going to be at the dealership only, so it can't be hacked, which means police can't access the system. So the criticism measure pointed out technology could do just that because we didn't understand it back then. 2021, we thought that people could just do remote air over the update. We thought police could just hack your vehicles you're driving. We thought that was going to happen back then. We've now learned the last 4 years that that's not possible. That's not what's happened because we've learned over the years. We've made systems. These are closed systems. They have no remote access. There's no modems in there. Not happening. So NHTSA was directed to have a final rule using available technology by November 2024, and automakers are given 2 to 3 years to comply. That's what came from. That's why it said 2026. So 2026 models start shipping in a couple months. Orders are being placed now. The R&D is done. The design's done. The announcements for 2026 models already done. So this isn't like it's waiting to happen. This news is finalized. Now, I've reached out to some automakers. They're like, yeah, it's already done. There's no announcement being made. And I'll get to what is actually going on here in just a minute. So this means 2026 model year will be the earliest year for so-called kill switches would be in new vehicles. So are kill switches now in new vehicles? The short answer is no. Here's what really happened. A few congressmen over the years, they got all flustered. They had put out bills on the floor to say, we're going to kill this, no kill switches in the vehicles, because they didn't really understand what's going on. Those bills didn't get passed. They tried to defund the infrastructure bill. That didn't get passed. So legislation didn't happen because, again, it was unnecessary. What did happen, though, this is the important part. What did happen, though, was NHTSA presented a report to Congress in December 2024. Here's a link to report. It's 5 pages. It's pretty straightforward reading. The report stated, while significant advances have been made in impairment detection, alcohol impairment detection systems have not yet been implemented in production vehicles offered for sale to the public that would meet the requirements set forth in the bipartisan infrastructure law as well as the Safety Act. So there's no vehicles in production that have that technology. NHTSA is not requiring it. There's no mandate. There's nothing because the agency said it published 2 assessments of impairment detection technologies, and one of these assessments included 331 such technologies. All of these commercially available technologies, my screen says products, failed to measure the amount of alcohol or alcohol-based impairment in the driver. Finally, the report also discussed the concern over false positives, as well as safety concerns with stopping a vehicle in traffic, causing a potential accident. So you're driving along, all of a sudden the system says, oh, you're drunk, and stops the vehicle. Well, that's a freaking problem. And NHTSA was like, yeah, that's a problem. So they couldn't find any safety system, any impairment system that wouldn't do that. And they couldn't find any system on the market that would make sense to be implemented. So they said, NHTSA also continues to research both consumer acceptance and related human factors issues surrounding impairment detection and associated countermeasures, recognizing that recognizes that implementation fails to account for these considerations, the American public may not benefit from these potentially life-saving technologies. So what's our take? The well-intentioned legislation to reduce drunk driving deaths. It's well-intentioned. It sounds good on paper. We all don't want more drunk driving deaths, which is what the point of this bill was. This act was meant to reduce drunk driving deaths. Okay, you want to call it kill switches. Fine, call it kill switches. I don't care. But it was meant to reduce drunk driving deaths. That's good. We don't want any more drunk driving deaths. It just isn't technology feasible. It just doesn't work. There's no technology out there that works. People are often mistaken in the belief that automotive technology is actually much further along than it really is. I see it all the time. People are like, well, we have self-driving cars now. We can just make self-driving cars. No, we don't. Tesla's got a robotaxi in very specific section of one specific city. We're not mass adoption stuff. So while the legislators back then thought that we could do this, turns out, newsflash, we can't. The technology's not there, and for the foreseeable future, it's not there. And because it's not there, and because the public's acceptance of that technology is not there, NHTSA is not going to mandate that software going to be put in vehicles or that hardware is going to be put in vehicles. And because NHTSA is not going to mandate it, that rule is not going to be put in place, and kill switches aren't going to vehicles because it's common sense. So let's relax on hysteria about this. And I was actually surprised by the viewer's question on the email. And I thought, to myself, I thought, huh, I didn't realize people still were concerned about this because I thought it was a whole lot of nothing when it first came out that dribbled into nothing going on. And I remember Jill and I did a live stream on this, and we got called all sorts of names because we weren't freaking out about it. Because when things happen in the government, I don't often freak out because I understand how inefficient the government is and how poor leadership is. So I just don't freak out about stuff. So yes. So if you're curious, the answer is there's no kill switches in vehicles in 2026 across any brand. There's no kill switches. Be very clear. No kill switches. There's no kill switches coming in future model years. There will be no kill switches mandated in model years past that until there's some sort of technology breakthrough that doesn't mandate kill switches, that mandates drunk driving impairment, that can measure blood alcohol limit, it can figure out something with your eyeballs, figure out something going on with your body, your alcohol, your blood, and whatever in the blood, alcohol content in your blood, something to measure your drunk driving status behind the wheel. That's what the legislation is focused on. You cannot kill switch with the police vehicle. You cannot kill switch with the bank because those systems are closed systems. You cannot remotely access those. I hope I've been clear. Fingers crossed. I think so. For more, check out videos over here. Website down below as well. Pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.